I like to read the news every day. I use Drudge Report, and Drudge Report does not write stories. What it does is it links to other stories. And I'm going to tell you some of the interesting things on today's news. So there's a story that the Border Patrol will deploy tactical agents to sanctuary cities. This is something obviously I support because I support legal immigration. We have laws that we have to follow. So then the Trump to headline 580,000 per couple fundraiser. What I don't understand about this is there are limits to how much you can make in campaign contributions. And I thought it was like $2,500. So how is it that he can do a $580,000 fundraiser per couple, which is, 260,000 per person, if the limit you can contribute is only 2,500? I really don't understand how they get away with that. And obviously there's lots of people that do it. The Exorcist girl in hospital climbing up wall, literally, this I really don't believe. That's just nonsense. Um, Ebola in fight against brain tumors. AI predicts when we'll have heart attack or stroke. That's interesting, but you know what? It's not really AI. What an AI is a software system that learns on its own like a human can learn on its own. Most of these programs are just software. They just put the AI next to it because it's a buzzword, but it's really not artificial intelligence. It's just a data analysis program. SpaceX was going to do a launch of 60 satellites in one day. Nothing that exciting. There's going to be some interesting things here. Teacher investigated for telling students to act as slaves. Who knows what this is? Exercise makes people happier than money. You know what? I really don't believe this. There was a time when I had a lot of money. Money made me a lot happier. It's great to have a lot of money. It's just absolute nonsense that you don't get happiness when you have money. When you don't have money, it really, really bums you down. Swastika cap. Okay, we're going to take a look at the swastika cap. Okay, Sports Illustrated swimsuit finalists include 56-year-old plus-sized and bald models. On the article, it only showed the 56-year-old, so we didn't see the bald models. This is just dumb. The Sports Illustrated came up with the idea for the magazine so that people could see. It's a pinup model type magazine. People don't want to see plus-sized models or bald models. This is going to fail. And I never would buy a swimsuit magazine, but there's people that do, and why take that away from them? National Black News Channel makes debut. So there is a news channel targeted towards black viewers, 24-hour news channel, which I believe is ready to launch. Tech giant redraws borders on maps depending on who's looking. This is probably for places like Crimea and Taiwan and stuff like that. What else we got here? I hate it. What Drudge Report refreshes way too frequently. So Vindman won't face disciplinary action. The liberal media is reporting that Vindman was fired, and the conservative media is reporting that he was reassigned. So there you have it. You decide who's the fake news. Avenatti found guilty in extortion. I don't think anybody should face 42 years in prison. That's just silly. It's too excessive. Feds seize 81,000. We got to read this one. Let's see. Millennial men preach equality but won't do housework. Really? Because, women preach equality but won't pay their fair share for anything. Who cares? It's not a news story. Lost pup reunited 14 years after missing. That's an interesting story. So one thing about Drudge, I do read Drudge, but it just like every other news media outlet, there's a lot of fake news on Drudge. It's no different. The swastika cap. Is this a swastika cap? The caps will be worn at least once. Since the team has been selling and promoting the hat with logos to fans as on-field equipment, why would they have a swastika cap? To wear our regular season brown caps with the gold SD. Okay, okay. I think that this is not the cap. See there. This is a misleading article. So we'll look at the Padres cap. Yeah, okay, that's not a swastika. You see, this is misleading stuff. Uh, this is what fake news is. They're making a fake controversy. They put this image of this and make you think it's a swastika. I mean, come on. Government agents seized 181,000 in cash at airport, won't give it back. Why would you have 181,000 in cash? Why didn't you do a wire transfer? It's so much safer to do a wire transfer, even if you're going to purchase big trucks. This could be easily money laundering just because you buy an asset. Like, for example, there was a story about people buying multi-million dollar paintings. Why would anybody spend $30 million on a painting? The reason why is because it's completely untrackable. You buy this $30 billion painting, nobody knows where this painting is anywhere in the world. There's no way to track the asset. And then you sell it later, hopefully for the same amount of money or more, and it allows you to launder money. So 10,000 is the limit for cash. Okay, so this is let's see if it talks about was questioned using cash big rigs is a common industry practice. I don't think anybody would do that. I mean, they would use escrow. Escrow is the best way to make a purchase like that. And in addition, the 10,000 confiscation might be if you go international, and this looks like a domestic flight. You see over here, he said it's not a crime to carry large amounts of money on a domestic flight. If it were international, he would probably be violating the law, but on a domestic flight, it might not be. So this is just a weird story. We'll have to see how this pans out. Houston dog missing nearly 14 years shows up in Fort Worth through a microchip. That's not that exciting of a story. No one knows what happened. Okay, so those are the stories for today. In general, Drudge Report only does one major update per day. There's a lot of stories about the coronavirus and about a locust plague, and that's about it. So hopefully we'll have another story for you tomorrow.